So you add the verb in infinitive after a. Remember that in Spanish all verbs in infinitive either end in ar or er or ir. Comer is of the group of verbs that finish in er, like querer, okay? E-R, er. If you want to say, you will run, tú vas a correr. Correr. Correr means to run. Tú vas a correr. You see that this literally word by word would mean you go to run. I go to eat. Right? But the phrase would mean I will eat. Él, if you want to say he or she or it will you can say, for example, if you want to say that goes there, you will say eso va ahí. You see? You're not using the verb ir for the future tense. You're just saying this or that or it goes there. That's its place. So you would say eso va ahí. Ahí means there. If you want to say he will come, you will say él va a, remember you always use to, a venir. Verb venir means to come. Él va a venir. Nosotros vamos a beber. That means we will drink. Beber. So word by word mean it is we are going to drink. Nosotros vamos a beber. If you want to say you will what can we say? You will dress up. Okay? Vosotros vais a, as usual, vestiros. Actually, I'll show you. Look at this. Vestidos. Remember in one of our first lessons, we learned the reflexive verbs that finish with se. The verb to dress would be vestir, okay, finishing in ir, from the group of verbs that finish in ir. But we are not saying you are going to dress. We are saying you're going to dress up. In Spanish, the verb to dress up is a reflexive verb that literally means you're going to dress yourself. Right? So, in Spanish, to dress yourself is vestirse, okay? All reflexive verbs, when you have the verb and says yourself, they all add the ending se to the verb itself, okay? So vestirse. And when you conjugate the verb, you always need to change the ending for the pronoun. So for vosotros, you change it to vestidos. You're going to dress yourself. You will dress yourself. Vosotros vais a vestiros. But if you want to use just a regular verb that is not reflexive, like dress yourself or dress up, let's say you are going to jump. It's just a simple verb. Vosotros vais a saltar. Vais a saltar. You see, it's the same rule as before. Vosotros vais, you add a, and the verb in infinitive, saltar, means to jump, and it belongs to the group of verbs that end in ar. If you want to say they will paint, they will paint, you can say ellos van a pintar. Okay? If you want to say, using the Spanish form for you plural, you want to say they are going, you plural, you are going to study, or you will study in plural, in future tense, you will study. You will say ustedes van a estudiar. Ustedes van a estudiar. Okay? That means you will study. So this is the present tense for the verb ir. Okay? You can also use it just as a verb to go, right? What it is. So if you just say yo voy and you just remove all this ending that we wrote in green, this would mean I go, you go, he, she, it goes, we go, you go, they go, right? If you want to say I will go, you can say yo voy a ir. You see? Ir. It's the same verb in infinitive, right? Yo voy a ir. I will go. And as for verb querer, you also add the verb in infinitive if you want to say I want to eat. You would say yo quiero comer. Verb to eat, right? You want to say you want to sit down. Sit down in Spanish is also a reflexive verb, right? So it's not only the verb sentar, which means to sit, but it's sentarse, right? It's reflexive. It means to sit oneself. So you don't say sit down, you say sit oneself. So if you want to say I will sit down, you would say in Spanish I will sit myself. So it would be you want to sit down, you would say tú quieres sentarte. Sentarte. Tú quieres sentarte. You see the verb sentar in infinitive with the ending for tú, that is te.